Fox 45.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
You don't need to live with aches and pains. Visit relieffactor.com today.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
One, we're speaking of a former Olympian canoeist, 67-year-old David Hearn, three-time Olympian, by the way, said he was cycling by the monument on Friday. He noticed a piece of the pool's underliner floating in the water, but authorities, they didn't buy his story at all. And now they're accusing him of being one of several individuals of trying to sabotage the project, with a pair of arrests being made so far. In fact, the president said as much in a post on Truth Social, announcing, quote, many additional people have been arrested having to do with the disgraceful vandalism of our beautiful reflecting pool. What these terrible vandals have done is a true affront to both Presidents George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, and should be dealt with accordingly. They also poured corrosive and destructive chemicals into the pool. The pool, which had been restored.
You know, I know that because of all the baby ducks that are dying because of the water.
To a beautiful cerulean as part of the America 250 celebration, spent years mired in an algae-covered state until the big cleanup. But suddenly we started reading reports of a new algae bloom forming, and the peeling lower coating, critics said it was a shoddy job done by the company.
No, it wasn't actually. They came with a guarantee, and I trust Donald Trump more than I trust the media because he's built so many things. You see, he's the first builder that's been in the White House since Thomas Jefferson, and he hires quality contractors, and this has never happened in any of the projects he's ever done. So there's that, and then there was a 250-foot gash cut in the bottom of it, and then of course corrosive chemicals that are killing baby ducks. Oh, and then also your radical left used some sort of poison on the National Mall grass near the World War II memorial to spell 8647, and have also written 8647 on the bottom of the reflecting pool. So that's how I know it's freaking leftists damaging the reflecting pool, because, you know, they also burned their way across the country in the summer of 2020 and have been burning their way across the country since at least 2015 or so, when Donald Trump came down the escalator. So there is that. Hello and welcome to the show. Please come inside. This just really kind of chafes my butt a little bit. Sorry for the visual there. But, Janine Pirro says vandals poured corrosive chemicals into the Lincoln reflecting pool. They're going to face serious charges. And again, how do I know this? It's because Donald Trump is a builder, and he's never let anything like this happen in any of the building projects he has ever done. And this includes countless hotels with countless swimming pools around the entire world.
Trump's got a Crime Stoppers tip for you. He says lightweight ABC reporter Jonathan Karl was seen sticking his hand into the pool and trying to rip the rubber off the surface. Judge, is Jonathan Karl from ABC in trouble?
Well, it depends. Anyone who is in a position of vandalizing or attempting to vandalize the reflecting pool will face the criminal justice system in D.C. Look, the president has made it a priority to make D.C. not only safe, but beautiful. And there are several citations that have been handed out to individuals. And these are cases that will be prosecuted to the full extent. If there are more serious products that are put into the reflecting pool to create more algae or a bigger problem, then we'll consider more serious charges. But make no mistake, making D.C. beautiful is a priority. And if you damage, vandalize, or do anything to impact something like the reflective pool, you can be prosecuted.
Yeah, you need to go to jail. I actually posed the question if Donald Trump should do the same thing he did when they were tearing down all the statues in America. They were tearing down the Columbus statue, and they were going to tear down a big statue right out in front of the White House. And Donald Trump said, if you do that, you're going to go to jail for 10 years. And I asked people what they thought they should do 10 years, or is that that too much? And 97% of you said, yeah, 10 years is perfectly fine. This was the reflecting pool, by the way, where, Martin Luther King Jr. stood at the base of the the Lincoln Memorial, looking out over that as a million people surrounded it. And it has never been vandalized before, but this is just the radical left. And honestly, I'm kind of done with their friggin' crap. How about you? I'm kind of done with it. And, I want to go down there, and I would help the National Guard, but I think I got out of the way right now. But I'd love to catch one of those little punks, grab them by the hair, and drag them to the side of the reflecting pool until the authorities arrive. Yeah, I'd like to do that. Really, I would like to do that. And the reason why I believe this is happening, and Whoopi Goldberg does not like she matters at all, is because the left has done so much damage to the country, physically, emotionally, by opening the southern border, etc. I'm kind of just done with it. Just bloody done with it. How dare you? How dare you damage the reflecting pool? FBI Director Kash Patel just confirmed the reflecting pool was a sophisticated, well-funded, large-scale Antifa operation. The algae was laced with a peptide designed to eat away at the $14 million paint job while college students were sent to finish the job. He announced a full investigation into the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool vandalism, calling it a large-scale operation. As I get, it was some sort of peptide engineered to break down the chemical bond holding the expensive paint to the granite. The green blooms were a distraction. The real goal was permanent destruction. They sent in the so-called curious college students to start tearing the paint off so the chemical reaction could do the rest. It was a sophisticated attack. That's according to a new report. More details coming out. Here's some other things that Donald Trump has done, by the way, since he came here to Washington, D.C., and all of this glorious, rehab of the city has been taking place. It started taking place like about 2 weeks after I came here, and I want to thank the president for the welcome. But keep going for the rest of the country. I mean, there's the 250th anniversary. If you already have impressed me enough, I thank you for the welcome. But keep it going for everybody else, will you? Here's some of the things that Donald Trump has done to this city that just elected a communist to the mayor, and this is why the Democrat Party, the Democrats in this city, should not have the right to vote anymore. Honestly, should not have the right to vote. They're too stupid to rule themselves. They're too bloody stupid to rule themselves. They think Marion Barry was a good mayor. For God's sake. Unbelievable. 1,695 lights fixed, 1,143 benches rehabbed and installed, 500 instances of graffiti cleaned up, 250 truckloads of debris hauled from the carp pond at Constitution Garden. Should be crap pond, actually. 152 homeless encampments removed. 150 tons of pothole repair material used, 134 rat-resistant trash cans installed, 45 monuments and memorials cleaned, 28 statues cleaned, 22 fountains repaired and now have water in them instead of feces and urine from the homeless people, and 6 new statues installed in Washington, D.C. It is absolutely beautiful here in Washington, D.C. And Donald Trump is saying that there will be the largest fireworks display in D.C. history coming up July the 4th, provided some a-hole Antifa people who planned the terrorist attack at the UFC event don't try the same damn thing there. But I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past him one little bit. Here's a little bit more on the reflecting pool story and Donald Trump's response.
Example of that, right? I think we saw that writ large. But the reflecting pool is that in miniature. I spent all day thinking about this, looking at these pictures.
This reflecting pool is falling apart before our eyes.
That's Jonathan Carl with a K.
You literally heard one reporter there say this is Iran in miniature. The reflecting pool, Iran in miniature.
Yeah.
Okay, well, President Trump responding to that last part saying, quote.
Yeah, CNN and MS Now have been down there reporting from the scene. They didn't give a rat's rear end when Barack Obama spent $35 million and it was algae blooms like plants in it. It looked like a kelp forest the day it reopened after $35 million.
Jonathan Carl was seen sticking his hand into the pool and trying to rip the rubber off the surface. The algae is 75% gone, and the condition will soon be completely remedied. Well, that has
And there was a 250-foot gash cut into the bottom of the coating on the granite.
stop the New York Times from doing a deep dive into the contractor who was hired to purify the pool. But I'm curious, are they worried about algae at the Taj Mahal? Are they planning on testing the water quality of the reflecting pool at the 9/11 memorial? What about the Trevi Fountain in Italy?
Yeah.
We look forward to seeing those reports. You know what else we're looking forward to seeing? Well, deep investigations into things that actually matter. But we should not be surprised because this is par for the course for the media.
Yeah, and see, Donald Trump has a habit of hiring the best contractors to do the greatest job, and he's never had anything like this happen before. So there's that. Yeah, there's that. And now the National Guard has to surround the reflecting pool where Martin Luther King Jr. gave his I Have a Dream speech because a bunch of leftist Democrat a-holes want to vandalize it. I mean, honestly, here's Scott Jennings with a little perspective on CNN.
Well, regarding the vandalism, that's absolutely true. Somebody did vandalize the grass. Even when workers were working on the reflecting pool, I think I read that people came and vandalized their trucks and their equipment.
Yeah, they did.
Look, you have people that hate
Did
Donald
you see the
Trump.
idiots down there carrying around the pro-algae signs? Like there's, I mean, honestly, elementary school children have more dignity than these idiots. They're down there cheering on the algae. Who does that? Who does that? Who's not like 11? Honestly, these are supposed to be adults. And by the way, they've been at other protests too. And honestly, if I see them, I'm just going to give them a little shove.
So much.
Yeah.
That they would go out and destroy our national monuments, vandalize the Lincoln Memorial, vandalize the grass. That's how broken-brained they are.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has cleaned up Washington. The fountains work. The city is clean. The
Beautiful,
city is safe.
Yeah.
It's good that he has taken an interest in this. And you have these people out here who are so broken-brained about the fact that he's the president that they're spending their time vandalizing all this stuff. I think it's terrible, and I hope anybody who vandalizes our monuments, I hope they get caught, and I hope they get put in jail. He's trying to make the city beautiful.
Yeah, I want to see them then go to jail for years. I mean, literally have their lives wrecked because of this and have it be on the record for the rest of their lives for doing something like this, because that's the only way they're going to understand this. In the meantime, we're vigilant. In the meantime, we overwhelm the left with joy and faith and patriotism, like with the FIFA World Soccer competition here in the United States. People just coming here loving America, realizing that the narrative of the media in their country paint about America is completely wrong. The narrative that our media paints about America is wrong. And the best thing about this is, despite these vandals, despite this nonsense, we are absolutely kicking their butts up between their shoulders 1,000%. So much on this show today. Keir Starmer has resigned. Hillary Fordwich will join to talk about it. We've got this Iran deal kind of falling apart. Lieutenant Colonel Tony Schaefer's here to talk about it. James Rosen, chief Washington correspondent for Newsmax, joins us on the show today. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
The Rob Carson Show podcast is everywhere. Go to newsmax.com/listen for details.
That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party. I have spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision. I will ask the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party to set out a timetable with nominations opening on the 9th of July and completed by the summer recess.
That is Keir Starmer, the Britain's embodiment of like James Tallarico, resigning from the prime minister position because he's done such a crappy job. He's done an absolute terrible job. The Labour Party, which is the Democrats, socialists essentially, have done the same thing to Great Britain they tried to do to us. They opened the southern border. They've allowed all these radical Islamists to come in, all of these enemies of the state, and they run roughshod all over Great Britain. You've got cities now being run by radical Islamists. You've got 250,000 women raped by mostly radical Islamist Pakistanis under his watch. Other than that, he's done a great job as prime minister. Don't let the door hit you on the in the arse on the way out, by the way. We'll be talking to Hillary Fordwich very shortly on the show about this. She knows all things with regard to Great Britain. Nigel Farage, who I've just posted pictures of on my social media. I had a chance to meet him months ago when I first came here, and I went to this wonderful event with this GBN, which is the Newsmax of Great Britain, and I got to know him quite well. I spoke to him. It was really crazy, about a half an hour. We had a terrific conversation, and you could see pictures of me and him just being goofy. Yeah, him and me just being goofy, just like, hey, Nigel, what up? But for some odd reason, we just really hit it off. We just ended up being kind of buds there, and we hung out all evening. That said, go to my social media at Rob Carson Show if you want to see pictures. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage has called for a general election in the wake of Prime Minister Keir Starmer's resignation on Monday, arguing that any replacement will lack a mandate to govern the British people. The left tried to destroy Great Britain. Brits are kind of done with it, and now this toad, this soy boy, this worthless idiot Keir Starmer is done. I guess he's going to be in office for about another month or so. We shall see. That said, a lot of great things happening here in America. Did you see the U.S. men's soccer team after their victory over Australia? How they gathered in a circle and prayed? Wasn't that kind of cool? Yeah, because that's America.
And after the win, they gathered in a huddle in the field and prayed.
Oh, that's beautiful. Team USA has not been shy about showing off their faith, posting Bible quotes on Instagram, giving glory to God online, and discussing it in interviews.
You know, you always pray, but I think over the last probably ever since I really started playing with the national team was really when I think I kind of stepped more into my faith. You know, faith means everything to me.
Yeah, there you go. What did I tell you? I told you that we are the reaction to the action of evil that had taken over the entire world. And this is just one instance of this. We're seeing it all over the world. We're seeing it all over the world. And now Starmer is gone. You had the leader of Colombia, the socialist, got his rear end kicked by a Trump-backed candidate. And right now we're seeing freedom spread across the entire southern hemisphere. Chile, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Honduras, Colombia, and Costa Rica, all now controlled by conservative socialism, getting kicked to the curb. Absolutely fantastic. This is Jesse Bradley with the take on the U.S. men's soccer team and faith.
U.S. soccer has developed, and we see it with coaches. We see number of kids playing. The MLS has increased, and these top players are playing in the best leagues overseas right now. So they have the experience. There's no limit. I hope they go to the semifinals. But yeah, you know, I played soccer professionally, but I was an atheist, came to know Jesus at Dartmouth College. And then my career ended tragically. And after that, we created Just Choose Hope. And last World Cup, we saw 480,000 people come to know Jesus.
Wow.
So what you see is there's no limits with God. And he's moving on the field and off the field right now. He's writing this incredible story. And our nation is just on fire. We didn't want to leave the stadium last night. You see it in the streets. People are singing. There's joy. And that's just the joy of the Lord, but also just coming together and uniting as a nation. Again, just chanting.
Yeah, and you know what? There's people standing and singing the national anthem, even in Seattle, which has been made a hellhole by the left. Listen to this. Please dreaming. Wow. Wow. An entire stadium singing the anthem. Not a singer on the field. The stadium. Are you hearing this? Wow. Unbelievable. That's the entire stadium in Seattle singing our national anthem. When was the last time you heard that at an NFL game? Nothing like that. Nothing like that. There's nothing the left is going to be able to do to stop us. There's nothing they're going to be able to do to stop us, overwhelm them with joy, faith, and patriotism, and let the Democrat Party continue its death spiral into hell, as it now, for instance, when it comes to Graham Plattner, the Democrat politicians have moved away from, I've got my own race to run, we're leaving it up to the people of Maine. They're saying, yeah, we believe the women, but vote for him anyway. Meaning the Democrat Party, you can be Satan himself, and the Democrat Party will say, that's okay, you've atoned. Sure, you killed all those kids, but you know what? You've atoned. That is your Democrat Party. That's the death spiral I'm talking about. It's working beautifully, by the way. We're going to win. James Rosen, Newsmax, Washington, D.C. Chief Correspondent joins us next. Don't go anywhere.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. In a world of espionage, truth is a moving target, and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Ghost Bed. I love my Ghost Bed. Do you really want another summer like last summer, barely sleeping because you were too hot all night? People blame summer heat for bad sleep when it really may be their mattress trapping heat. And if you're already sleep hot, summer only makes it worse. That's exactly why I switched to Ghost Bed. Ghost Bed keeps you cool all night. No waking up sweaty, tossing and turning, or throwing the covers off at 2 a.m. Cooling tech is built into every mattress. It's not some expensive upgrade you have to pay extra for. Hot sleepers are some of Ghost Bed's happiest customers. Read the reviews. Incredible support. Less stiffness, deeper sleep, more rested mornings. Ghost Bed gives you 101 nights to try it at home. You can sleep on it all summer long and feel the difference yourself. How many more summers are you going to waste on bad sleep? Ghost Bed is offering my audience an extra 10% off. With financing, some Ghost Beds come out to around $1 a day. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use the promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we were meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, might be time to declare your independence from pain. I take Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I'm able to crush it at the gym and ride 30 miles on a mountain bike on Saturday mornings. Relief Factor. It's 100% drug-free, research-based formula designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. It's not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from inside out at the source. Relief Factor was created so people could get back to living life on their terms, walking, working, exercising, enjoying the moments that matter. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. To commemorate, they're offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. Yeah, your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. ReliefFactor.com or 800-4-RELIEF. The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. In a world of espionage, truth is a moving target and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. And it's the Rob Carson Show. Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend. I had a wonderful weekend. I got out, rode my bike. This time I rode from Old Town Alexandria to Roosevelt Island. It was kind of interesting, it's very different than from riding from here down to Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon is very peaceful. You see eagles' nests, and the Potomac becomes about 1.5 miles wide. It's absolutely gorgeous. Going towards D.C., you go past the airport, which is kind of cool. You stop and watch the planes coming in and taking off. That's kind of cool. I never get tired of that. And then there are some parts of it that they've got wooden planks for decking for bridges and stuff, and they got a thing by a power plant. It looks like the Disney Imagineers did it. Like there's a part near a power plant that kind of reminds me of a place that maybe Batman's parents were killed. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. And then I had Father's Day. I had a wonderful Father's Day yesterday. My daughter is here in town. We hung out at the pool yesterday, and it was delightful. It was delightful. Just laid low and took it easy. Posted a couple cooking videos online. Made some barbecue beans and some caramelized onions. Some really sick, ridiculous fat burgers with 4 different kinds of cheese, including sliced goat cheese. Weird, right? You're like, oh, that's all hoity-toity, all fancy. Rob, what are you doing there? No, it's just really good. I like to cook, so I hope you had a wonderful Father's Day. Hope you had a wonderful Father's Day. There's a lot of misconceptions with regard to people who come here to the United States for the World Cup, and it is very fortuitous that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. That it is the 250th anniversary of our birth, and he is cleaning up the country. And I do believe that we are on the right side of God and good. If you don't believe me, look at the idiots who are vandalizing the reflecting pool in D.C. or writing 8647 assuming Roundup herbicide to burn the grass on the National Mall and spell 8647. Those are the evil demons that have kind of overtaken the world. They're being beaten back into hell. Don't believe me? Look at Columbia. Colombia. They just drove a socialist out of office down there. Look at Great Britain. You got this internationalist Keir Starmer. He's resigning in shame because Great Britain is so hosed right now and maybe making a comeback. But people are coming here and they're realizing that they were wrong about America. This is a Scot. He's from Scotland. He is, and they all talk like this. They all talk like William Wallace or fat bastard. That's just the way they are. Actually, they don't, but they're really cool people. The Scots, I would say. I've been watching the Scots. The Scots know how to party, and they're just really awesome people. And this guy said, I'm sorry, America, because our media has made it seem like you're awful. And you are definitely not awful. You're amazing.
America, you deserve and are owed an apology. And I'm going to say sorry on behalf of all the countries outside America and their media and the narrative they paint about America. Hundreds and thousands of fans for the World Cup are now seeing America through their own eyes, realizing the narrative they've been fed is false. And they're now realizing America is not the place that they thought it was. And I am sorry the media in these countries outside of America paints you the way they do. America is rich in culture, scenery, the people are amazing. And the media in the countries outside of America paint this weird narrative that it's a place that you shouldn't go. But now, the tides are changing. There's a shift that is happening. And I'm sorry you've been painted in this light for so long. And I'm so happy America is finally receiving the flowers that it deserves.
Yeah, because we're awesome people, I should say. The left is awful. The left is awful. And even the Atlantic now, what a piece of crap that is. I mean, honestly, if I had a bird, I wouldn't use it to line the bird cage like people still read magazines and newspapers anymore. Sorry, I haven't had a newspaper in my hands in a long time. I usually read that stuff online. There's this thing called the interweb. It's pretty cool that way. That said, the Atlantic, which is a piece of crap, they're challenging people on why, listen, what these people are saying about America isn't true. America really does suck. And here's an American guy saying that's crap.
So the Atlantic just put out this story entitled "The Feel-Good Story of the World Cup is Too Good to Be True." Of course.
Yeah, the feel-good story of the World Cup is too good to be true. This is the piece of crap Atlantic.
Trying to convince you and me that all the people enjoying the United States from overseas is somehow fake, not real, because the United States sucks, right? According to mainstream media.
Yeah, of course.
But my social media algorithm is filled to the brim, day in and day out, with videos just like this.
Oh shit. Yeah, they're eating spaghetti. They're going to Outback Steakhouse. They're going to Buc-ee's. They're singing songs and everything, loving life, loving America, wearing cowboy hats and everything. Oh, I was at Walmart yesterday, by the way, and they have the coolest dang July 4th cowboy hats. One of them is just a Busch Light cowboy hat. And I don't drink anymore, but my family loves them some Busch Light. I'm going to buy a couple of those. It's fantastic. So all these people are just loving America,
And I don't think these tourists are lying. I think they're genuinely enjoying the simple things in the United States that many of us take for granted. And I think what they're doing ultimately is cutting through decades of mainstream media anti-American propaganda, both in this country, like from the Atlantic and CNN, and media overseas. Honestly, who knew that's all it would take? I saw someone say on Twitter earlier that it's like we're all finally having a sleepover with our cousins we haven't seen in forever because our parents hate each other.
America's awesome. America absolutely kicks butt. And I'm tired of people bad-mouthing America. And I'm just not going to take it anymore. I'm not going to take it anymore. I just had a troll on the Rumble, and this troll was just being an a-hole. And I said, we don't like trolls here, and I boot them. And, of course, this troll immediately shot back, and I went, delete forever. Delete forever. Bye. Bye, Trolley. Troller said, back into hell with you. You have no place here. Bye, 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 bye. Here is a British guy talking about the three things that United States has that Great Britain does not. And now they don't have a prime minister.
My ancestors will not like me for saying this, but there are things America does that are better than the UK, and these are three that I can think of.
Yeah, like everything.
Right now. So if you're American...
Pretty much everything.
Let me know if you could live without these things.
took rugby and made it into the NFL. We took cricket and made it into Major League Baseball. And then their food, we just left there because it sucks.
Number one, college sports.
Yeah.
In the UK, university sports is basically 7 people playing football next to a car park. In America, college sports looks like the Olympics had a baby with the Super Bowl.
I know.
We're talking sellout crowds, marching bands, fireworks,
I know.
mascots on a paid salary.
We just make everything cool, man.
People would stop supporting their college teams.
We do.
No. I asked somebody, how long will you support this team for? You know what they said?
Forever. Yeah, forever. Yeah, yeah.
In the UK, our university mascot is just a bloke named Jacob with a stained hoodie. Number
nice.
2, drive-through banks. When I first saw one, I just thought Americans had become too lazy to commit
didn't know
financial
this.
fraud indoors. But honestly, incredible idea.
A
In
drive-through
Britain,
bank.
going to the bank feels like you're attending a council meeting about your financial decline. In America, you can still deposit a cheque while being emotionally supported by your car seat and an iced coffee. That is innovation. And finally, endless refills.
Yes.
This nearly moved me to tears. In Britain, if you ask for another Coke, they look at you like you've requested a second mortgage.
I know.
And it'll cost you an extra £4 British every time. But in America, the waiter just appears every 6 minutes like some fizzy drink guardian angel. Oh, they'll keep appearing. Hey, would you like a refill?
You know, this is what I'm talking about. And I said that when Donald Trump was elected, that freedom and patriotism were going to spread around the world. And I was right. It was right, man. I don't know what it is, but I was absolutely right. You got Scots over here singing the national anthem like they live here.
These neighborhoods look exactly the same as every movie you've ever seen. The American flags, people have got great.
We will take 100 of you. We will take and exchange them for Somali fraudsters. Every damn one of the Somali fraudsters and the families that claim their kids had autism. Take all of them, send them back to Somalia, replace them with these guys.
Flags up.
Hell yeah. You're only saying that because they're white. No, they're black people from Great Britain too.
This old couple just walked past me and they go, "Good morning." I was like, what the hell? Did you guys talk to each other here?
Right now, if we had Chipotle in Australia.
Yeah, those chicks have a Chipotle and everything. See, the people love America. You know why? Because America kicks butt. It's awesome. And there's a reason why this is all happening right now. I knew it. It's a moment. It's a God moment. It's a patriotism moment. It's a good moment, and it is happening. And the left, it is undeniable. All they have is negative vandalism of the reflecting pool, vandalism of the National Mall, and hatred and hatred and hatred. And guess what? That never wins. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
WHIC 37105.
By the way, the Great American State Fair is happening in D.C. June 25th through the July 10th. And it's going to be pretty amazing down there on the National Mall. I'm a big fan of the state fairs. I've been to Minnesota, been to Iowa, been to Missouri, haven't been to Texas, been to a few state fairs. I love me just fairs in general. They're awesome. They're awesome. The food is great and everything, so that's fantastic anyway. By the way, buy some gold, put some silver in your pocket. Right now you're thinking everything is so bloody expensive. How am I going to afford gold, Carson? Well, here's the deal. You got a 401k that's just laying there? You know, one from a previous employer, whatever you did for a living there? Why don't you consider converting it to physical gold with Birch Gold? It's a company that I trust. You know why you know that? Because they got my money. They've got my money. I invested in Birch Gold, and they are giving you a special America 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July 10th. 10 years ago, 1 ounce of gold was $1,200. Today, it's $4,500. $4,500. Unbelievable. Text Rob to 989898 to take advantage of free America 250 silver with a qualifying purchase before July 10th. Again, text my name, Rob, to 989898 if you would. Please do. I have done what I can to learn a little bit more about the election in Colombia. That's how they pronounce it if you're in American media. You know, you just all of a sudden whip out a Spanish accent out of nowhere. You're just like, hi, I'm Rob, and let's talk about Colombia. There's that. So Colombia announced its election results in one day. California Marxists won't report election results for 2 more weeks, 5 weeks after Election Day. I know. But Colombia has an estimated 52,694,952. Wow, that's quite an estimate. I mean, normally if it's like you estimate, it's like 52 million people. No, they estimate. That isn't an estimate. That's the exact number. You don't estimate 52,694,952 people. That's not an estimate. That's the number. 52 million is an estimate. I don't know who read the story. It's hilarious, though. But they got the dang results tabulated and everything. It's amazing. Abelardo de la Espriella, a criminal defense lawyer with no previous political experience, which is perfectly fine. Colombia's presidential election, a potential win for his fervent supporters, the global right, and President Trump, who endorsed him. He won 49.7% of the vote, with more than 99% of the votes counted. They didn't have to go out and even pay homeless or anything down there. It's pretty crazy how they do it down there. Pretty weird. And then, of course, Ivan Cepeda, or Zapata, or Cicada, or Cicada, whatever, leftist center and longtime human rights advocate. Sure, yeah, leftists are always such human rights activists. About a point behind. This victory would return Colombia to conservatism after 4 years under Gustavo Petro, the country's first leftist president, who's driven the country into the crapper like they do. Mr. Espriella ran a high-voltage campaign, very similar, I would assume, to the guy in L.A. who ran for mayor. By the way, that's still up in the air. The FBI is investigating how nitwit ramen noodles managed to get 100,000 votes in Skid Row. That's basically completely inhabited by homeless people. It's amazing. All of these votes came in for her. Tens of thousands of votes exclusively from Skid Row, while only a couple hundred votes came in for Spencer Pratt. But no, I would never, ever say that the vote wasn't free and fair there. But Sam Faddis, who used to work as a CIA operative, says there could be.
And I'm not making this up, even though this is going to sound like science fiction.
Yeah, what?
You have a huge homeless population in Los Angeles.
Yep.
If you say you're homeless, you have no fixed address, you can actually register to vote and just give a physical location where you crash at night. You can literally say, I sleep at the bus stop at the corner of First and Main or whatever, and that qualifies. Now, the mail won't be delivered to that location.
No.
So you are then allowed to specify any other address where you want your mail-in ballot to go. It doesn't necessarily have to have any connection to you.
Other than that, I mean, there's no possibility that there could be fraud with this, right? I mean,
Individual.
come on,
Typically,
really?
these are nonprofits
Yeah.
in areas where the homeless congregate.
Weird.
Unlimited numbers of mail-in ballots can be all delivered to the same
I mean, that's honestly, come on. How could you possibly doubt that?
location. If you then say you can't write, you don't actually have to sign your ballot. You can literally mark
Don't even know how to write your name.
X like you're a pirate or something.
Perfect for Democrats.
And it will be accepted.
Wow.
And then it's supposed to be witnessed, your X or your dot or anything, anything you want.
I've got an X too, but it's not my signature.
Scratch on it.
Yeah.
Witnessed by someone, but who then signs that they say, yeah, homeless Joe did this.
Yeah.
But the thing is, nobody verifies who that witness is, that they actually witnessed it.
I know. It's remarkable. It is. Again, I would never say that would be prone to fraud. I mean, certainly there's no possibility there's fraud, but the FBI did raid the encampments there on Skid Row last week, sent in 20 agents. So we're probably going to hear a few things. And then, of course, Spencer Pratt says he's got some blockbuster news that's going to cause one of the winning Democrats to be so embarrassed as to pull out of the race. I wouldn't count on that, but it sounds pretty bad. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hi, kids. How are you? Let me grab something real quick here. If you don't mind. I got to grab something real quick. Hold on. Hold on. I just got to grab one little thing here. All right. Anyway, how are you guys? I banned a troll. Yay, I did it myself. It was so fun. I love it. Some moron called Einstein was not a genius over on Rumble, and I gave him a warning. I said, we don't allow trolls here, and Einstein decided to be a douche. So I kicked old Einstein the hell out. Apparently, you're not as smart as Einstein. Certainly. Rob, you need to explore Michigan lakes. Yeah, I know. They're fantastic. Mountains, plains. Such a unique and amazing place. Too bad it's run by idiots. The state's run by idiots. But, yeah, Michigan is amazing. I want to go to that island where they don't allow any motorized vehicles. I've heard about it so much. My friend Chris Plant goes there on vacations. He visits there. Anyway, it's kind of cool. Let's see over here. Let's see who's watching on X. We don't have any comments on X for some reason. But Deplorable Dinosaur is watching over on YouTubeage. Must pass Trump Save America Act. Yeah. Hobalone over there. Gary McGovern, what's going on? Did you guys have a nice Father's Day weekend? I had a wonderful Father's Day weekend. Did some sick burgers, man. I love cooking, so it was a lot of fun. Wild Bill West. How you doing there? Gramad times 59, Conserve 1974. Yeah, I've heard Michigan's great. Hold on. Here we go. Time for me to talk again. Grand Blanc is about an hour west of me, so we are neighbors. Well, hell, invite me up. I'll come up.
I've seen a lot of people I respect, even conservatives, saying, no, it wasn't stolen. They're just very liberal. No, but they're missing the point.
This is Ann Coulter. I haven't played Ann Coulter's voice in years.
It isn't in the counting room that they're running in the ballots. It's the entire election system, specifically designed for the left wing to steal elections.
Really?
For Democrats.
Now, I, of course, am not alleging that there is voter fraud. I'm just going to let Ann do the talking.
For example, sending absentee ballots to every registered voter.
Yeah.
Even voters who have died, voters who have left.
Yeah.
They can be turned in by anyone. They can be filled out by anyone.
Sure.
Vote harvesting, ballot harvesting is specifically allowed. They do not check signatures. 30 days before the election, you can start gathering them. Paying homeless people, finding them sitting in front of a barbershop, filling them all out, sending them all in. All that's legal.
All legal.
And then they continue to be counted 1 week after the election.
Wow.
So if, for example, Nithya Raman, who was wiped out by Spencer Pratt the brilliant Republican Spencer Pratt running for LA mayor. The night of the election, over the next week, slowly she accumulated another 100,000 votes while he got, about 3 or 4.
Weird. Isn't that weird?
The reason these
It's probably just bad luck. Wah, wah.
complicated, rife for fraud procedures help the Democrats, but don't help the Republicans.
Yeah, it usually
is
happens that way.
Democrats have an entire army of workers paid by the taxpayer to do nothing but vote.
Yeah.
Republicans
and Act Blue too,
have these things called jobs. So they can't. They can't spend weeks and weeks gathering ballots, voting for people, figuring out how to cheat and what you can.
I'm just hoping that, and thank you, Ann. Thanks for joining me on the show. I'm just hoping that the FBI finds something and California gets a much-needed colonoscopy without anesthesia. Yeah, big time. Oh, and then also, by the way, Fox News is alleging through documents that prove that Gavin Newsom knew about all of the hospice fraud and allowed it to happen. Does it come as a big surprise that Gavin Newsom would do that? After all, his wife had a charity that only benefited herself, and it was based on nothing. It was based on nothing. So would it come as a big surprise? Much more coming up in hour number 2 of the show. We're going to talk to Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer about what's going on with Iran. Going to talk about the Obama library. You know, I don't know if you knew this, but Democrats say that black people can't get an ID, yet the Obama Center is requiring an ID, which is racist, right? Excluding black people and women from the library. That's all coming up. Hour number 2 of the Rob Carson Show. Don't go anywhere.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is hour number 2 of the Rob Carson Show, ladies and gentlemen. I guess it's the first week of summer. It's the first week of summer. How about that? Hope you had a nice Father's Day weekend. I certainly did with my daughter, my son in Kansas City. I feel sorry for him. He's 26, almost 27, and he's in that stage where all your friends are getting married, and he has to go to weddings. So I feel sorry for him. I hate weddings. Nothing against weddings, but I just, no. I'm just not a big fan of weddings. I just, important weddings, yes, but, maybe less important weddings, not so much. The last wedding I went to was my nephew's in Mexico. That was pretty fun, actually. Went to Cancun and had it, It was my first time in Mexico not drinking. And oddly enough, it wasn't that difficult. I know it sounds kind of weird, but normally when you're in Mexico, you don't remember most of it. But I did. Anyway, my son, he's got to go to a lot of weddings. Oh, boy. But, at 27 years old, that's when also the bridesmaids are kind of, you might have a little luck there. That said, let's talk about other stuff. The Wall Street Journal is saying that Graham Plattner's Senate campaign was rushed. The research that they did before they made this guy. This is the best the Democrat Party could do. This is the best the Democrat Party could do. Graham Plattner. He's never had a real job. He's on full-time disability. He says he's an oyster farmer, which doesn't exist. But he raises a few oysters, and he made $5,000, and he sold them to his mom. That's what he does. And he had a Kick profile, which is a dating site, a hookup site known for attracting pedophiles. And he was abusive to girlfriends. And he, wished that a veteran from the Iraq War was murdered. And he said some terrible things about the police. He's an awful human being. He's not a very smart man. He has no sense of humor at all. It is ridiculous. And there is this weekend, this man, I mean, honestly, he's a dark soul. There's something very wrong with this man. There's no humor there. There's no humor. There's no ability to interact with people. There's no connection with people because he's insane. He's a dark force. That said, the Wall Street Journal says Dan Moraff spent $6,200 on a quick vetting before Plattner's August 2025 launch, missing his Nazi tattoo, explicit text to women, toxic relationships, old Reddit posts praising violence and dismissing assault victims, saying that women, invite rape, and all of this, missed all of that. Right now, by the way, recent polls have him over Susan Collins 48-44 or 48-45. The last election, she was behind 8 on election day, and she won by 8. This man is not going to be a senator from the state of Maine. And if you support this man for senator in Maine, there's something broken with you. There's something really, really dark and awful about you, that you would choose party over humanity. Here is Graham Plattner, the guy who wore a Nazi tattoo on his chest, knew exactly what it was. He knew it was a Totenkopf tattoo. There's no doubt about it. You know why I know this? Because I'm not stupid. And here he is calling us fascists.
The start of this is going to be building power. At the end of the day, I firmly believe that we are facing fascism in this country.
No, you're not.
Historically, the only thing that's ever beaten that is a broad-based working-class coalition.
Yeah. Again, no sense of humor, no ability to work a room, no compelling personality whatsoever, just a dark and awful human being. That's the best the Democrat Party can do. Now, here is Cory Booker, who is, honestly, a male version of AOC, maybe even dumber. And here he is being completely non-committal. Listen to this. He's like stepping around this like you walking around your backyard if you've got like 8 dogs and you don't have any shoes on and you don't want to step in something.
Those opportunities to elect a new leader is in Maine. We have a competitive contest. Democrats just nominated Graham Plattner.
Last thing I want is some Graham Plattner, coming up between my toes.
Despite despite past offensive comments about
especially a warm, fresh Graham Plattner
tattoo associated, or past offensive comments. He's got this tattoo that's associated with the Nazi symbol. He also said he didn't understand its meaning. He's covered it up. And he's also faced allegations from former girlfriends of abusive behavior, which he denies.
Yeah.
Do you think Graham Plattner has the character to serve in the United States Senate?
Listen to this.
Well, this is what campaigns are for. He certainly has a lot of issues and a lot of questions to answer and address. And I think the people of Maine are going to give a lot of examination to this going through in this election. For me, I certainly hope we pick up a seat here. For me and people of the state of New Jersey, dear God, we need to get the Senate back so we can start checking this out-of-control president.
Nothing out of control at all about
why, again, I'm going to be doing everything I can all over my state of New Jersey and everywhere I can to help candidates across this country.
Yeah, there he goes. Completely not addressing it. Here's Ro Khanna. He actually believes the women, okay? Believes the women, even though one of them says that he actually grabbed her by the arm and locked her up, by the way. Locked her up. Plattner's accusers, numerous women have come forward about their experience with him. One of them, Lindsay Field, claimed that Plattner was physical, yanked her out of a cab by her wrist, and at another point twisted her arm behind her back before locking her in a room. Other than that, he believes in it, but Ro Khanna believes that the women, but that's no big deal. Because he'd rather have Graham Plattner in the Senate.
Well, I do believe those women, and I have said that his past conduct was shameful, and I totally condemned it. He did 2-3 tours of duty in Iraq. He came back with a PTSD. That's not an excuse, but
you just made it into excuse. You just made it into excuse. You brought it up as an excuse. You wouldn't have said it if you weren't using it as an excuse.
And I totally condemned it. He did 2-3 tours of duty in Iraq. He came back with a PTSD. That's not an excuse, but he said that...
you just used it as an excuse.
He had a problem with alcohol. He had an ugly period in his life.
Yeah, you know what? So did I, but I never beat women and was on a kick site to pick up children.
And he believes that he is transformed, and he
still had the kick profile last year.
Had redemption, and
There's no redemption there. There's no redemption there. Have you ever heard him talk about God?
He had a choice.
Have you ever heard him talk about God and being redeemed?
And they voted for him by 72%. At this point, almost the entire Democratic Party is supporting him, and it's for the voters to
because there was nobody else on the ballot, you moron.
Decide whether they believe his transformation is sincere. I believe that they will make that determination, but I do believe that people have...
Here is Brandon Gill talking about the fact that the Democrat Party will elect Satan himself because they will do anything. It doesn't matter what you do. Graham Plattner could have murdered people. Graham Plattner could have got on a school bus and killed a bunch of kids. And if he repented, they would say he's okay, be Senate. I'm not screwing around here. I'm not screwing. You can't imagine things darker than the things that are true about Graham Plattner. It doesn't get darker than this man. But national Democrats are saying, look past it.
Is there a rock bottom for Democrats with Plattner? I mean, what would he have to do for them to denounce him at this point?
I don't think that there is any rock bottom for the Democrat Party. This is a party that's focused on nothing but power, and they will call Republicans Nazis and racists and
fascists. By the way, on the shell casing of the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk, the jackweed who did it wrote the word fascist.
Wanting to have simply a secure border, and then they'll turn around and run a guy who has a literal Nazi tattoo on his chest, who has talked about F these cops, who has very credible allegations against him of abusing women. It goes on and on and on. Some of the stuff that he has posted online, sexual content, is far too explicit to even reference on TV. This guy is a complete lunatic, but the Democrats have stuck by him because they believe for some bizarre reason that perhaps he is the guy who can connect with working class voters in Maine, which I think shows you the massive disconnect the party has with the working class.
Yeah, he's not going to win, by the way. Batya Ungar-Sargon, frequent guest on this show, talks about all of the things that are deal breakers. By the way, she's Jewish, and her great grandparents were gassed to death in the death chambers, in the death death camps in Nazi Germany.
Do you think it's a calculated play that they just want to win, and so they'll sort of say what they have to say or excuse what they have to excuse to make it happen? Or do you think they genuinely don't think he's an anti-Semite? Do you think it's strategic politically, or they just don't believe it?
I don't care. A Nazi tattoo should be a deal breaker. And if it's not, you have ceded the entire moral high ground. Everything they accused the right of being, they ended up being. They said that
they have no moral high ground at all. The Democrat Party has no moral high ground on anything.
They, were taking women back to the 1950s because of Roe. This guy left bruises on his ex-girlfriend, cheated on his wife, was on an app that is full of predators who prey on young children. They say Donald Trump is a pedo protector. We don't even know what he was doing on that app, but it is known to be a place where people take
But he did have a bathroom shot with no shirt on and a towel.
Advantage of young people. They say that Trump is a Nazi. This guy has a Nazi tattoo.
Yeah.
It's almost like a game show. Like, how low will the Democrats go? Like, how much will they defend?
It's the Democrat limbo.
And to me, it's just Graham Platter is the perfect candidate to reveal that everything they said about the right was just pure projection.
Yes, 100%. I've got more on this coming up. This is the Rob Carson Show. Back in a few minutes.
Deported. 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 Get them out. Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get the hell out of here. Deported. 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 Get them out. Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get the hell out of here.
But ours was founded on the belief that your rights come from your Creator and from God.
Come on. Going to talk to Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer about the latest from Iran. They decided to pull some crap over the weekend, and I think they need their rear ends kicked up between their shoulders. That's what I think. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. You can't be trusted. The remnants of the IRGC and the Ayatollah's regime cannot be trusted. They need to be wiped out. There you go. Oh, speaking of people getting wiped out, 40 people shot and 8 dead over the Father's Day Juneteenth holiday. What a great way to celebrate Juneteenth.
So, yeah, it is personal.
This is the idiot mayor of Chicago.
Black death has been unfortunately accepted in this country for a very long time.
No. You see, it was all of this crime started with the Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society. That's when the black nuclear family disintegrated, and of course now the murder rate is among blacks is 10 times the national average black on black violence. Yeah.
We had a chance 60 years ago to get at the root causes, and people mocked President Johnson.
They weren't there. What's happening now wasn't happening then.
And we ended up with Richard Nixon.
You know, he's going to blame it on Richard Nixon. What a moron. Dear Lord in heaven. They lost the Bears to Indiana. So there you go. Yeah, they lost the Bears to Indiana. Just ridiculous. We were talking a little bit about the Democrat Party can't get good men to run because the party, no decent and good or even masculine man with any shred of decency would want to run in the Democrat Party as a candidate because it's just a mess. The Democrat Party is made up of, and I came up with this when Kamala Harris was named the candidate without any choice at all, that the Democrat Party exists of a bunch of psychotic, insane, leftist, crazy cat ladies and the emasculated men in their lives. That is the Democrat Party. Don't believe me? Go to a No Kings protest. Or hippies from the 60s, leftovers, throwbacks who haven't learned a damn thing about life from the 60s. And so they are desperate for men, and they choose people like James Tallarico and Graham Plattner, who, by the way, neither of them have ever had a real job.
He works one job. It's a part-time job. As state senator, he only serves 4 months every 2 years, and he gets $14,000 in salary. All right. You know what his other job is? He's a DEI consultant.
He's talking about Tallarico.
No. He is a DEI consultant. They pay him like 80 grand. All right.
I know.
He doesn't have an office.
No.
So he doesn't actually go into an office to work. It's just like a fake job that Democrats get when they're unemployable.
I know.
So he also has nothing in his checking account, and his mom puts money in the checking account.
He's 37 years old, and his mom puts money in his checking account, and she paid his moving expenses when he was 32.
And his parents, it looks like,
he's a little soy boy,
bought him the house. His campaign refuses to say whether his parents helped him out. Same thing with the Oyster Man.
Yeah.
Made $10,000 as an Oyster Man. $5,000 was from mommy. And you can't oyster besides the summer. It's just a summer job. So, and he has disability. So why are we electing these guys?
Because they're the only people that the Democrat Party can get to run. That's the reason why. That's the reason why. Here's a little bit more of Batya Ungar-Sargon on Graham Plattner, and I want you to listen to this because she is again a Jew, and her family, many of them were murdered during the Holocaust.
Jews, get off your knees and stop begging for acceptance from people who hate you. Everyone knows it's a Nazi symbol. It's a Totenkopf. It is the insignia of the concentration camp guards. This was probably one of the last things my great-grandparents saw before they were shoved into a gas chamber. Yeah. And now you want to look me in the face and tell me it's not a Nazi tattoo. He didn't know what it was. If he didn't know what it was, where are the rest of the Marines from his unit who got the same tattoo to say we didn't know what it was?
They didn't.
It is utterly insulting to my intelligence and to me as an American to ask me to buy this lie. And it is so embarrassing to see someone like Bernie Sanders, who, when he was running for president, used to talk up how his family members were killed in the Holocaust, backing this man 100%. The rationale for why we...
Yeah. And Bernie Sanders would say, "Oh, Anne Frank, she's behind the bookcase, officer. I'm not screwing around here." This is how bad the Democrat Party has become. They are absolutely absolutely broken. This is Greg Gutfeld on James Tallarico, what you should be really concerned about.
Well, I'm not going to talk about the bank account. I'll do you that favor. My mother was on red eye all the time, so I'm a mama's boy. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about him for the longest time being pro-gender mutilation of kids. He has since walked it back, but not enough for me, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
He cloaked the mutilation of children under compassion based on the lies of a suicide rate, and they have yet to answer for this. I think being wrong on that barbaric policy should ban you from public life.
Yeah, and I said this, and you may recall years ago, if you're just tuning in, you won't know this, but I said that gender transition was the things they did in the death camps with medical experimentation. They did it to twins. It happened. I mean, one day you're going to wake up and this is going to be so real and unmistakable it cannot be denied anymore. And those who bedded down with it are going to be judged in this world and the next. Here's a little montage of James Tallarico in Texas.
God is non-binary. Trans children are God's children, made in God's own image. Modern science obviously recognizes that there are many more than two biological sexes. In fact, there are 6. Did they teach you in Sunday school that Jesus Christ himself was a radical feminist?
He's not going to get elected. Here's Stephen Miller talking about the prospects of a Tallarico senatorial win.
All I can say about Tallarico is that Texas is not going to elect an individual. I can't call him a man. Who knows what gender he is? But they're not going to elect an individual, an entity who has said the thing that he loves most in the whole world are trans children. He's a weird, strange, bizarre, totally unelectable human who is never, ever, ever going to be the senator from the great state of Texas.
This is brand new from RNC Research. James Tallarico blames whiteness and masculinity for limiting his religious beliefs and looks to self-described trans queer Latinx activist theologian Roberto Henderson Espinoza as his inspiration.
My imagination is also just limited by my own
he sounds straight
background and identity.
Yes.
Right? My whiteness, my masculinity, all those things limit my imagination.
You don't have any masculinity.
What's possible. So I have to continually press against that to try to expand the limits of what I'm dreaming of for our community. And that's where, Dr. Robin, your book helps me do that. And
okay, what did I tell you? Crazy cat ladies and the emasculated men in their lives. Not to having relationships with them, because I'm doubting that James Tallarico's really much into women. I'm just saying. Because he did meet his girlfriend at a gay bar. Why you there, son? Anyway, coming up, we're going to talk a little about the Iran conflict, whether it's going to come to an end. Can we deal with these people with Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer on the other side of the break? Don't go anywhere.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. In a world of espionage, truth is a moving target and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. Hey guys, it's Carson for Relief Factor. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when pain is a part of your everyday life. Relief Factor was created to help people address inflammation, one of the most common causes of ongoing aches and pains from aging, overexertion, and daily living. It's a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that works through multiple metabolic pathways to support comfort and mobility. No prescription, no masking symptoms, just real relief so you can keep moving forward. I work out every other day, I crush it at the gym, and I ride my bike 100 miles on the weekend. I credit Relief Factor for making all of those activities pain-free. And as America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself a chance to reclaim yours. To commemorate, they're offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. Yeah. So you can pursue your happiness being pain-free. Your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. That's ReliefFactor.com or 800-4-RELIEF. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Ghost Bed. I love my Ghost Bed. Do you really want another summer like last summer, barely sleeping because you were too hot all night? People blame summer heat for bad sleep when it really may be their mattress trapping heat. And if you're already sleep hot, summer only makes it worse. That's exactly why I switched to Ghost Bed. Ghost Bed keeps you cool all night. No waking up sweaty, tossing and turning, or throwing the covers off at 2 a.m. Cooling tech is built into every mattress. It's not some expensive upgrade you have to pay extra for. Hot sleepers are some of Ghost Bed's happiest customers. Read the reviews. Incredible support. Less stiffness, deeper sleep, more rested mornings. Ghost Bed gives you 101 nights to try it at home. You can sleep on it all summer long and feel the difference yourself. How many more summers are you going to waste on bad sleep? Ghost Bed is offering my audience an extra 10% off. With financing, some Ghost Beds come out to around $1 a day. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use the promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount+. In a world of espionage, truth is a moving target and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount+.
Now back to the Rob Carson Show, presented by Paramount+.
I'll let you know.
Okay. This is Trey Yingst this weekend talking about Iran. I don't think we can trust them. I think that they need to be anybody there in the remnants of the Ayatollah's regime, the IRGC, need to be taken out.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. I just spoke with President Trump for more than 20 minutes, and he gave some new insight and reaction about the ongoing talks that are taking place in Switzerland and the threats coming from the Iranian regime. President Trump telling Fox News that the U.S. may take over the strait in the future if they have to and collect tolls. The president described this as the United States being the guardian angel of the Strait of Hormuz and the Middle East. And the president said ultimately that would involve the U.S. taking 20% of the oil that passes through the strait. Remember, this comes in reaction to the Iranians saying they will close the Strait of Hormuz in response to Israeli strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon. President Trump tells Fox News he spoke with Iranian officials overnight and said, you close it and you won't have a country. He went on to tell these officials, you won't even make it back to your effing country.
Good.
Now, earlier today, Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian said this about Iranian enrichment of uranium. The president also reacting to that. Take a listen.
We will not give up our right to enrichment. And they, too, will be forced to accept it. You all know what the so-called president of the United States was saying. He had made a complete 100-degree turn. He was saying that Iran must surrender unconditionally. Iran has no right to do this. It has no right to do that.
President Trump, during our call, responded directly to those comments by Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian. President Trump told Fox News he better watch his mouth. He better
just bomb them. I'm sick of damn tired of this nonsense. We've been doing this for 12 damn weeks. They cannot be trusted. They cannot be trusted. It's falderall at this point. It is absolute falderall at this point, and I'm bloody damn tired of it. And I'm very patient. I've been very patient about this, but honestly, they cannot be dealt with. We have got to have the people of Iran be free and take over their country and end this frickin' nonsense, because if we allow one seedling, one little hatchling to continue to exist, it's going to just get out of control again. And we've got to end this nonsense. I've got to tell you, this is Lindsey Graham. I don't agree with him on a lot of things because, he's kind of a forever war guy. But I want you to listen to what he has to say.
Let's try a diplomatic solution. I think it's going
This is on Face the Nation.
to fail. What happens next? I spent 4.5 hours with President Trump Friday. Here's what I think will happen next. If this deal fails, President Trump is going to take the Strait of Hormuz over by force. The United States will control the Strait of Hormuz. We'll charge a fee for all those who go through to pay for the operation. And we're going to expand the Abraham Accords in calendar year 2026. We're going to get Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords, and which is the biggest change in 5,000 years in the Mideast. And if Iran contests control of the Strait of Hormuz by the United States, we will obliterate them. So to all the people listening, if this diplomatic effort fails, President Trump is going to take the Strait of Hormuz. We're going to run it. We're going to try to get Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords to end the Arab-Israeli conflict in 2026. And if Iran continues to attack Israel and Lebanon, the new policy will be we'll hit Iran. So to the Iranians, if you're listening, when you use Hezbollah to attack Israel, I think the new policy will be we will attack Iran.
And this is, we've been doing that 12 weeks, 13 weeks of this nonsense where they say they're going to do something and then they back out of it. And honestly, they can't be trusted. They're a bunch of damn weasels, and they'd be wiped off the damn face of the earth. There you go. I said it. I'm not talking about the Iranian people. I want the Iranian people to breathe free. We've waited 47 years. We've been through 47 years of this freaking nonsense. Thousands of Americans killed, maimed because of these B words. Sick and bloody tired of it. Iran, the people in charge of Iran, are a tumor on the face of the earth, and they have caused much suffering. And the people of Iran need to be free. The women of Iran need to be free. And by God, occasionally Superman needs to come in and rescue some people. I'm done. Done with this crap. J.D. Vance, I'm going to disagree with you on this. I keep getting sick and damn tired of hearing, oh, yeah, we got something working here. And then, oh, we're going to kick your butt. Honestly, just choose it. Do it. Get it done. Get it done. So am I out of line here? I don't think I'm out of line here. We cannot deal with these people. We cannot have an agreement with these 7th century throwback Neanderthals from hell. That's what they are. They're a bunch of Neanderthals from hell. That's what the leadership of Iran are. They're a bunch of throwback Neanderthals from hell. A bunch of, and they've probably got little tiny, manhoods because they can't have women showing their ankles because they can't control themselves. So they got to control the women that way. They're kind of like Graham Plattner that way, I'm assuming. But honestly, I'm just so damn done with it. Just really, really done with all of this nonsense. It is utterly, utterly, utterly ridiculous. I think we need to do something a little more fun. Let's do. I haven't done a Don't Catch the Stupid update, so let's do one just in time for Father's Day, which was this weekend.
People. Just plain stupid.
Stupid as stupid does, Miss Blue.
Who got stupid?
So the New York Times celebrated Father's Day with a cartoon and essay about a trans dad whose daughter says he was a girl. Honestly, just shut up. Oh. The piece, titled "To My Daughter, My Gender Was Never Complicated," was published in the Times opinion section and presented as a personal parenting reflection, but the actual cartoons tell a much different story about where elite liberal culture is trying to take the country. It should be called "Daddy Has a Mental Illness. Mommy and Uncle Joe are having him committed to the psych ward." That's what it should be called. Daddy likes wearing a dress because he's freaking insane. The narrator writes, "I've been living as a trans man since I was 18 years old." Another panel says, "But when my wife and I had Elliot, I had to learn how to be a trans dad, mentally ill dad." The child in the comic repeatedly asks the obvious questions that woke adults pretend are complicated. "How did you grow a mustache if you were a lady?" said the child. In another one, the child said, that's what my dad used to be called." Another panel shows children playing on monkey bars. You can't say that. It's like animalistic or something. You can't be saying. One child says, "You can't grow a beard. You're a girl." Their narrator's daughter responds, "My dad did, and he was a girl." The point of the piece is not simply to tell a story, it is to normalize a worldview in which the most basic human realities are treated as outdated social constructs. Fatherhood is no longer necessarily connected to being male. Motherhood is no longer necessarily connected to be female. Children are expected to absorb adult identity politics and repeat them back to the world. The most revealing part of this cartoon is that the child is not confused by reality. The child understands exactly what adults are trying to complicate, but instead of recognizing that, the left uses children as props in its cultural revolution, and that's why, as far as Father's Day, the New York Times can stick it. There you go.
Stupid, people. Just plain stupid.
Stupid is stupid does, Miss Blue.
Who got stupid?
Let's take a break and come back.
Stupid to have a good time.
This is the Rob Carson Show. I don't know if you do this, but requiring an identification is racist because black people can't get them. Even though there are no black people who don't have some sort of identification. So there's that. But you see the Democrat Party, they're willing to throw anybody under the bus. Women, you can't get an ID after you get a divorce because you might have to go get your birth certificate. And in other words, you can't survive without a man in your life. That's how racist the Democrat Party is. They're just racist and sexist, and they want to keep stealing votes is what the deal is. They just want to keep stealing the votes. And that's what they do. That's what they've done forever. Here is Tim Burchett. He is a member of Congress talking about the Democrat Party not wanting to pass the Save America Act, which requires an identification. Now, here's the deal. One of the rights that you have as a citizen of the United States of America is the right to vote. And the only way you can vote is if you are a citizen of the United States of America. And the only people who cannot get proof of citizenship are non-citizens. Do you get it? Do you get it now? Do you understand why they don't want proof of ID? So illegals can vote. Duh. That's it. Here is Tim Burchett talking about that.
You got to show a birth certificate to play Little League Baseball in America. And yet now here we are. The Democrats are fighting us, saying it's going to cost millions of people the right to vote. Well, those millions of people happen to be illegals and dead.
Yeah.
So
it's
those
true.
are the two categories that they're blocking. So, and we're doing a terrible job at messaging that. For some reason, we don't want to get our hands dirty. And then you look at what's happened in New York. They're electing literally openly Marxist people.
Yeah, now here is Chuck Schumer, who is a gargoyle with osteoporosis. And he actually admits that by requiring an ID, 25 million people are going to have to leave their voter rolls. And those are illegals, by the way. All the rest of us can get an ID. The only people who don't have proof of citizenship are non-citizens. The rest of us have it or can get it quite easily. Because the deal is, you cannot survive without identification. You cannot get an apartment. You cannot get your electricity turned on. You cannot open a bank account. You cannot buy a car. You cannot get a fishing license. I can go on and on about all the ways you need to prove who you are. And everybody can do that. But you know who can't? Illegal aliens. I can say that now. Illegal aliens. But here is Chuck Schumer admitting that 25 million illegal aliens will be pushed off the voter rolls.
This is this horrible thing, the SAVE Act, one of the worst, most anti...
Not at all. It's absolutely awesome. That's why 80% of Americans across the board want it passed.
Election, democracy things that's ever been proposed. They say it's all about ID, voter ID. It's not.
Yes, it is.
They will remove 25 million people off the rolls.
Yeah, only people who aren't eligible to vote.
Why? Because they'll require, under this act, which is not going to pass, and we're not going to let it pass. We've defeated in court. I was a lead plaintiff in the decision to do that. We've refused to give them the votes that they would want for this.
You are an evil little gargoyle with osteoporosis. You really, really are. Just ridiculous. The Obama Center takes heat as critics cry foul over ID rules for free entry. Yeah. You need an ID if you want free entry if you live in Illinois. Illinois, as the Native Americans call it, because you know it's on stolen land. Illinois residents show a valid identification to receive free admission on certain days, arguing in contrast with Democrat opposition to voter laws. They're making you show ID to visit the Obama Library in Chicago. You can't make this up. The Obama Presidential Library making people show ID for proof of Illinois residents to get in for free. The Obama website clearly states that Illinois residents must be able to provide proof of residency. Be prepared to show proof of residency at the museum with a valid photo ID, Illinois driver's license, state ID, or city-issued ID. Now, the Democrats say that black people can't do that, but you see, they can, and they know that. Duh. I mean, it's so stupid. It is just so bloody stupid. Here is, this is Byron Donalds talking about the irony of the Obama Library.
I hear that you need an ID to be able to...
I mean library. It's a library and Leering Center.
I hear that you need an ID to be able to enter the facility. How ironic that you need an ID to get in there, but the same Democrat Party, still in some respects led by Barack Obama, does not want voter ID throughout the United States of America. I also wonder if they're going to have a time capsule exhibit on the price of health care before his health care plan went into effect, and it's driven up premiums and deductibles for Americans, rich or poor, black or white, all across this country. So I think it's indicative that the rental rates are going up because of this library, because the health.
It's a library. Here's Bill Maher on the stupidity of the Obama library.
You guys were both at the Obama library. Yeah. Do we have a picture of the Obama library? Because it looks like Death Star. It looks like something aliens built in Dubai.
I like it.
Why do it cost $850 million?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand why progressives like this. Couldn't that, money be better spent on something else?
Yeah.
Who's going to go to this? Why do we need a president?
Well, what do you think?
Why does anyone need a presidential library? These monuments to somebody's ego out of office.
I know.
Are you? Anybody here in this audience planning to go to the Obama presidential library?
Sure. There you go.
Really?
Bill, come on.
What a bunch of fucking liars you are. You're not going to the Obama library.
And by the way, it's built on stolen land. Here's Jim Gossett as the president, Obama, on the Rob Carson Show.
This land was their land, the Indians' land. We stole it from them to build a trash can. Valerie Jarrett went and revealed it. This land was robbed to honor me. We still owe millions, you can't forget it. We are not paying, he'll never get it.
Hypocrisy.
Stiff contractors won't get their money. This library is but ugly. And the taxpayers, they will get screwed.
$850 million.
That reserve fund is non-existent.
$500 million over budget.
Illinois will be footing the bill. Of them will make a mockery.
There you go. That is Jim Gossett. Go to patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy. Help him out if you would. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hi, guys. How are you? What we got here? Hello, Scott Davies. Iran is a hopeless cause. Yeah, we need to bomb the snot out of them. They need to bring back the Shah's son. I'm just done. I'm done. Done with the crap. Done with the crap. Mo M167 says I get carded buying a freaking lighter. I know it's stupid. It's just kind of dumb. All right, gender is not complicated. You're talking about the Father's Day idiot column in the New York Times. I mean, honestly, just shut. Honestly, you're mentally ill. If dad's wearing a dress, he's mentally ill. He needs to be away from the children. You shouldn't be able to see your children anymore if you think you're the opposite sex. Sorry. All righty, who's watching over here on the Scott? Like I said, Scott Davies is watching. Jorge Monterrey is watching. Hello. Hora numero dos. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. I mean, it's number 2. Oh, are you making a poop joke? Is that what that is? Is that you're making a poop joke there, Jorge? Okay, whatever. Here we go. It's time for me to talk. Time for me to talk. Excuse me. I gotta talk. I gotta talk. Sorry, guys. Oh, it's under warranty. Here we go. Hold on.
CBM.com. You're about 320 here.
Take it.
President Trump said tonight
that they are going to have to redo the surface of the reflecting pool just weeks after they finished it. And I can confirm exclusively that the same contractor, Atlantic Industrial Coatings, is coming back under warranty, new funds, to redo the surface.
There you go.
They will have to drain the pool. Also tonight, there is some weird influx of algae coming in through the pipes. Not seen this before, and it is covered the reflecting pool ingredient.
Yeah, and somebody took and cut a 250-foot long gash in the bottom of it, and then they added a corrosive chemical and phosphates to grow the algae. And several people have been arrested because it's being vandalized. And you know how I know this? Because they also vandalized the grass on the National Mall near the World War II Memorial using some sort of herbicide to put in the grass, 8647. So, honestly. But guess what? The reflecting pool's under warranty. There you go. It's under warranty. How about that? Barack Obama didn't get a warranty when he put $35 million and it didn't get fixed. It's just so funny. There you go. Get that warranty. Buy that extra warranty. Except for like on the extension cord you get at Best Buy. Why would I need an extended warranty on an extension cord from Best Buy? It's like $4. Right? And the extended warranty is like $12. Really? No. But there you go. Buy some gold, put some silver in your pocket. I know what you're thinking. Everything is expensive. How am I going to afford gold, for God's sake? They take so much out of my paycheck with taxes. There's nothing left over. I know, I get it. How about that old 401k from a previous employer that's just doing nothing? Like mine, when I sold cars, literally. It was under $10,000 years ago, still that way, just last year. And I said, screw this. I'm going to invest in gold. So I bought Birch Gold. I said, just let it ride, baby. Let it ride for a decade. Because you know what happens in a decade? Well, let me just put it this way. 10 years ago, gold was $1,200. Now it's $4,500. So there you go. So I'm going to let it ride. Let it ride, baby. And right now, Birch Gold is giving you a special America 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July the 10th, which is coming up, by the way, pretty quickly. Think about this. 10 years ago, $1,200 now, $4,500. Text ROB to 989898 to take advantage of free America 250 silver with a qualifying purchase before July 10th. You're not going to get this coin anywhere else. You're not going to get this keepsake 100% or 99 point whatever the heck percent pure silver round commemorating the 250th anniversary of America. You're not going to get it anywhere else. So invest your money. Take the 401k and convert it into gold. Let it ride with me, baby. Let it ride like I did. Text Rob to 989898. Rob to 989898. Coming up, Keir Starmer no longer Prime Minister of Great Britain. We're going to talk to Hillary Fordwich about that. And then lots of news about Tony Fauci. He's in a whole lot of trouble because he created a virus that killed millions, meaning he's responsible for those deaths. That's coming up. Don't go anywhere.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
You don't need to live with aches and pains. Visit ReliefFactor.com today.
The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. In a world of espionage, truth is a moving target and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus.
nailed it now.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is hour number 3 of the Rob Carson Show. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. First weekend, I guess, officially of summer. So that's kind of nice, right? Let me get rid of that little piece of CNN video on the screen for those of you guys who are streaming. We're on radio stations around the country, by the way. Had some issues with the syndicating service today, so some of the radio stations may have missed part of the first hour. I apologize for that. Even though it's not my fault. I'm willing to apologize for it. But the streamers, you guys are there, so I do appreciate you, and we're reaching a whole heck of a lot of people. I mean, we are reaching a whole heck of a lot of people, and I'm very, 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 very fortunate to be here. I did get a bit of news, if you're listening to the show, on Friday. The building that I'm in is going to be torn down. I know. I move here, I build this studio, and we find out the building's going to be torn down. I know, God has a sense of humor. It's a very dark sense of humor, but God does have a sense of humor. And I knew this was going to come like in December, but apparently I got to get out a little early, like in 30 days. So I'm trying to wait to see what the hell's going to happen. It's interesting when you look at some of the things that happen in your life, and I've got another challenge I'm not going to talk about now, but I have been given a good deal of grace. I don't know what the deal is. Went through all of the stuff with the sobriety, and then my wife says she wants a divorce, and went through, that was 2 years. That's really hard to believe. It was really 2 years of just agonizing over that. And now I realize it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. And I live in a beautiful place, and I'm here for a reason. I really am, and you know it too. We're here for a reason. We are witnessing amazing, amazing things happening. I mean, in Colombia, they just booted the socialists out of office. The Southern Hemisphere is being overtaken by freedom. Keir Starmer is gone. He's gone in Great Britain, and the people of Great Britain are tired of it. People are coming here, and if Kamala Harris would have been the president this year, the 250th anniversary of our birth, the border would be open. The city of Washington, D.C. would be an absolute crap hole supreme, and there's no telling how much damage would have been done to the country and would be happening right now. Can you even imagine it? But they rigged 2020. They tried to put Donald Trump in jail and take his fortune, and raided Mar-a-Lago and impeached him twice, then tried to kill him now 4 times, and he won all of the primaries. When he was primary, there was no point in all the other candidates running. I knew he was going to be the president again. You knew he was going to be president again, and it's even more profound than I could have imagined then when he was elected. It's even more profound now than it was then, because now the whole world is coming here. The whole world is coming here, and they're seeing America, and they're going back to their nations, and they're going, wow, we have been lied to about this. This is a really great place. We absolutely love America. And I think it's fantastic. And did you notice that people are singing the national anthem again? And I'm going to tell you, I've never been a big soccer fan. And it's easy to do punchline about soccer this, soccer that. But I want soccer to succeed. I do. I really do. I want it to. It's not going to be the national sport. The national sport is football, basketball, and baseball, then basketball. And we've done some amazing things. Basketball, completely original. Our take on American football versus rugby, totally original take. Baseball, which could be considered like cricket, took it and made it our own, made it spectacular. All of that stuff. And the world is noticing it. The world is noticing how great this country is. I mean, we took the Magna Carta and we made it, the tenets of it and religious freedom and the Second Amendment to back it up, and made it into the greatest engine of individual and economic liberty in the history of the world. And the left has done everything they can to destroy it. And we said, F you. We are in the process of doing that. We are driving the demons into the pits of hell. And people are loving America. And all of the people who hate America, y'all can go to hell. That you can all just go to hell. I'm done. We're done, man. Absolutely done with you haters. You haters, ladies and gentlemen. We're sick and tired of the haters. Kamala Harris is out. I don't know what the hell she's doing. I mean, do I play some audio from Kamala Harris? Do you feel like losing a couple IQ points? It's Monday. Are you okay? Go ahead. I can see you. All right, I'm going to play it. She was on with Don Lemon talking about 2028. She's never going to be the president. She's a joke. So I'm not concerned about her. I wasn't concerned in 2024. I knew she'd get beaten. But I'm just going to play this because she's just so dumb. She's really stupid. I know she's stupid. Listen to her talk. I'm going to go ahead and play some Kamala Harris talking about her listening tour. It's really funny. She's doing a listening tour, but all she does is talk. Listen, okay, all right, I'm going to tell you. Here we go. You ready? You ready to lose some IQ points? You will recover them. It's going to be okay. You will recover them, but you're going to lose some. Go ahead. What's 1 + 1? It's 2, right? Okay, here you go. Here's Kamala Harris. Hold on one second. Here's Kamala Harris. I got to play the audio.
You've talked about that you're thinking about running for president, right? How is that thought process going? What's the process in that? And I know you're
do you have a thought process?
On a listening tour.
Do you have a thought?
I'm curious what you're hearing from people as you've gone around the country, what people are telling you that maybe you've learned that you didn't know before the process of doing so.
Which, in your case, is everything because you know nothing.
What people are telling me includes that they want to believe in systems, and they've lost trust in those systems.
Okay, what's 2 + 2? You said 5, didn't you? I know you. It's okay. It's okay. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. You're going to be fine.
What I hear a lot is that people know that at the end of
the day?
This administration, there will be a lot of debris. I tell them often, I can't guarantee that it won't get worse before it gets better.
Okay, what's 5 + 5? If you said some sort of an animal like giraffe or elephant, it's okay. You've lost the ability to add, but it's going to come back.
But the one thing I do know is at the end of it, there will be
You could be in Congress now, by the way.
A lot of debris.
Yeah.
And it would be irresponsible to then address that in a way that we only talk about what should we do, what do we need to do.
Now you're just thinking random thoughts like shoe, hat, airplane, aren't you? You are. It's okay. It's okay. Rob's here for you.
Rebuild. If we do that with any sense of nostalgia, that would be irresponsible. The status quo is not working.
One of your eyes is twitching now. It's okay. One of your eyes is twitching. You're getting a little headache right here, right in front of your ear, right there at the temple.
For a lot of people. And what the people are telling us is that they want things to be better. And in some places, what that sounds like is we want that to be broken. But they don't actually necessarily mean break it through destruction.
Now the only thing you could say is derp, derp, derp. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. But I got to play a little bit more. This is her with Don Lemon.
I really, truly believe this. We each have light inside of us. And we need to know
like E.T.
that is what inspires our hope as much as anything external to ourselves. And when we feel that and not allow an election or an individual.
No words over 2 syllables thus far.
To dampen that light.
Dampen that light.
And instead let that light carry us in particular through moments of darkness.
Oh, she said particular. I think that's 4 syllables.
But
she said particular, made it 2.
That we not only act on that hope, but we inspire that hope in each other. And in particular at this moment,
in time,
it is so important that we not only have hope, but that we understand that that should be a verb.
Okay. She said nothing. This is Jim
It
Gossett.
is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
You'd never know what you might get from a vice president.
Just breathe, you'll be fine.
If anything she says makes sense, it's a total accident. Word salad Cammy. Word salad Cammy. Oh, everybody let me be direct. When Kamala talks, it turns into a train wreck.
The significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time.
She butchers the English language every time she speaks. To decipher what Kamala just said, it could take several weeks.
Word salad Cammy.
It rhymes with embarrass.
Yes, a little bit.
Every time she opens her mouth, that approval rating starts to go south.
There you go. Jim Gossett, the great Jim Gossett, ladies and gentlemen. You will only hear it on this here radio program, and if you subscribe to his Patreon page at patreon.com, Jim Gossett Comedy. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. My theme song.
There is no more incredible man on this earth.
Come on. New version of I'm a Man, Spencer Davis Group, done by a group called Smooth on Spotify. Holy, so good, it's so good, it's so good. Oh, man, I listened to some music this weekend. I listened to a lot of music this weekend that was really cool. By the way, Hillary Fordwich is going to join us at the bottom of the hour to talk about Keir Starmer stepping down as Prime Minister. Remember last week when Tulsi Gabbard unveiled the fact that Anthony Fauci paid for gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab?
Before the COVID pandemic, Dr. Fauci, as head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, provided millions in U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund dangerous gain-of-function research on bat coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, work which is now widely viewed as the source of the unintentional lab leak that sparked the pandemic.
Are we sure about that?
Now, in support of President Trump's maximum transparency mandate, today, on my final day as Director of National Intelligence, I'm releasing never-before-seen communications and documents that expose exactly how Fauci worked with politicized career leadership in the intelligence community to suppress the truth about his actions.
Now, if in fact it is proven that this virus was created, well, it was in the lab, and Anthony Fauci, it appears all the documents show it up. This means that if you know someone who died of COVID, Anthony Fauci is responsible for it. And the people who perpetrated this on us, the people who paid for it, the people who covered it up, they are monsters, and they killed your relatives, your friends, whatever. If your relative was put on remdesivir and a ventilator, that killed them. The only reason they are dead is because of this virus that was bought and paid for by us and created in a lab. Do you realize how profound this is? Do you realize how? I did a video on this on my social media, and people responded. It was a very big video this weekend. Here's Rand Paul, who is being typically a rhino about this whole thing, saying, "Oh yeah, Anthony Fauci should never be in charge of spending money on this, and no talk of jail or a tribunal."
So science, we want to think that the scientists that work in cancer research want to cure cancer and they should win the Nobel Prize and that they're noble people and honorable people. But there's also the business of science, and it's run by billions and billions of dollars. Anthony Fauci was
my personal opinion is that they want to make cancer into a manageable disease that you can have the rest of your life. So you require very expensive treatment and medications.
Ahead of the business of science ever since 9/11. After 9/11,
that's just my gut feeling.
11, we became more concerned with biological warfare, so we directed billions and billions of dollars into biological warfare research, ostensibly to defend against it. But there was a lot of things being experimented upon that actually could either be for defense or could be for offense. Because
now, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony Fauci said they did not spend any money to create that virus.
The NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research.
That's not what Tulsi Gabbard said, and all the documents say.
In the Wuhan Institute.
We now know that a bat coronavirus was enhanced in a lab. The National Institutes of Health acknowledged that it funded research of a virus that was studied at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The experiment unexpectedly, we're told, made a bat coronavirus more contagious than the original naturally occurring one.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans.
Right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct.
If you know someone who died of COVID, he's responsible for it. That's it. 8 million people worldwide, trillions of dollars in economic damage, the destruction of your kids' education, academic careers, athletic careers. We cannot quantify the damage this human being did. Here's more from Rand Paul.
But he also didn't want to face culpability for those deaths, frankly. He shares some culpability. Now, I don't go so far as to say, oh, we tried to do it on purpose. He tried to kill people. No, I think it was an accident. I think
who cares?
He leaked from the lab was not purposeful, but was accidental. But you still, if you preside over an accident that kills 18 million people and you're an air traffic.
He created the virus. They paid to create the virus. The virus killed people. They are culpable. Here is Rob Finnerty talking about this on Newsmax.
How much damage did this one little man do to this country?
Anthony Fauci, through his illicit activities, appeared to have resulted in millions of American casualties through four mechanisms.
This is Nicholas Hulscher.
The first one was obviously through his agency funding gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab, leading to a global pandemic that killed 7 million people globally and over 1 million Americans. The second mechanism was suppression of early treatment protocols during the early pandemic, suppressing hydroxychloroquine, suppressing ivermectin. The third mechanism was hospital protocols, pushing remdesivir and ventilators that killed many people.
The same man is talking about ivermectin and how the CIA knew it worked on cancer in the 50s.
Hold on. I'm sorry. The CIA 50 years ago knew that there was evidence that taking an anti-parasitic like ivermectin could reduce tumors, and they classified it and hid it?
Correct. It was a Soviet study. These Soviet scientists found that both tumors and parasites and these antiparasitics exerted similar mechanisms, and they found...
I've heard people who have stage 4 cancer taking ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, have seen their cancer disappear. I'm not recommending this. I have just heard this from many individuals. Here is Rand Paul.
But at the very least, he's going to have to answer our questions concerning gain of function, but also destruction of records. If you'll recall, when they brought in one of his colleagues, a David Morenz, who worked with him at the NIH, Fauci acted like, never knew him, hardly ever saw him. We have dozens and dozens of emails over years between the two. And Morenz was the one who said, we had this FOIA lady over there who taught us how to avoid searches and requests. So what they do is they take, there was a virus.
It took thousands of people to cover this up. The virus was created and we paid for it. The virus killed millions of people. If someone in your life died of COVID, they're responsible for it. I want to see a massive $1 trillion class action lawsuit against the federal government, and I will join it for my kids' suffering and their education, among other things. Let's take a break and come back. Hillary Ford, which joins us on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. In a world of espionage, truth is a moving target and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson for Ghost Bed. I love my Ghost Bed. Do you really want another summer like last summer, barely sleeping because you were too hot all night? People blame summer heat for bad sleep when it really may be their mattress trapping heat. And if you're already sleep hot, summer only makes it worse. That's exactly why I switched to Ghost Bed. Ghost Bed keeps you cool all night. No waking up sweaty, tossing and turning, or throwing the covers off at 2 a.m. Cooling tech is built into every mattress. It's not some expensive upgrade you have to pay extra for. Hot sleepers are some of Ghost Bed's happiest customers. Read the reviews. Incredible support. Less stiffness, deeper sleep, more rested mornings. GhostBed gives you 101 nights to try it at home. You can sleep on it all summer long and feel the difference yourself. How many more summers are you going to waste on bad sleep? GhostBed is offering my audience an extra 10% off. With financing, some GhostBeds come out to around $1 a day. Go to ghostbed.com/Carson. Use the promo code Carson. That's ghostbed.com/Carson. Promo code Carson. For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we were meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, might be time to declare your independence from pain. I take Relief Factor. There's a reason why at my age I'm able to crush it at the gym and ride 30 miles on a mountain bike on Saturday mornings. Relief Factor. It's 100% drug-free, research-based formula designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. It's not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from inside out at the source. Relief Factor was created so people could get back to living life on their terms, walking, working, exercising, enjoying the moments that matter. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. To commemorate, they're offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. Yeah, your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. ReliefFactor.com or 800-4-RELIEF. The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. In a world of espionage, truth is a moving target and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Now back to the Rob Carson Show, presented by Paramount Plus.
That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party. I have spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision. I will ask the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party to set out a timetable with nominations opening on the 9th of July and completed by the summer recess.
That is Keir Starmer resigning as Prime Minister of Great Britain because he is a terrible leader and a limp-wristed globalist who is an insult to leadership and manhood. I'll just leave it at that. Hillary Fordwich is a Newsmax and GBN contributor. She's also very knowledgeable all things Great Britain. You can go to Twitter at Hillary Fordwich. That's with one L, by the way. And she joins us on the Newsmax hotline. Hello, Hillary. How are you on this glorious Monday?
Good afternoon, and I think this is good news to review reporting on for once out of the UK.
This is great news. Now, I didn't understand. The UK has had, 7 prime ministers in the last decade? What the hell is going on with Great Britain? I understand this is what Italy had gone through before they finally kind of got over that and elected a conservative. Tell me about what's going on in Great Britain.
Oh, where to start and where to stop, and we don't have a decade to be talking about this, Rob.
Yes.
To sum it up, I'll first address Sir Keir Starmer, and then I'll address this bigger issue. The first thing with Sir Keir Starmer is He's done 24 U-turns. So depending on how people want to count, it could be more or less, but that's about the average. I mean, total and utter reversals on policies. Unlike President Trump and good presidents like Ronald Reagan, he doesn't have a true north.
No.
He is a lawyer. He's not somebody who has a true belief. And it was rather rich that in his resignation speech, he actually said, for the love of my country. Well, Rob, if he loved his country, he would have done exactly what President Trump did in terms of shutting down the southern border. If Sir Keir Starmer did love his country, Great Britain, what he would have done was he would have stopped the illegal migrants. President Trump was 100% right when he truthed over the weekend, or actually yesterday, maybe Sunday, he truthed that Sir Keir Starmer would resign because he's failed on two major issues.
Yes.
One,
yes.
the illegal migrants, and two, power, both of which President Trump was correct on when he truthed. But what President Trump didn't say was all the other issues that Sir Keir Starmer's failed on. And the major issue, which in my mind definitely was the beginning of the end, was when there's a town in northern England called Southport, and there were young white English girls were being raped by Pakistani Muslims, and the political class, the press, the media, all the politicians, and the police subverted it, Rob. They didn't want racial riots, and they did not report on it. And a report has just only now come out. Are you ready for this? And the audience needs to brace themselves for this number. This is horrific.
Yes.
250,000 English white girls have been raped by predominantly Muslim men. And it has been covered up, as I mentioned, by the politicians, by the press, by the total political class, and by the police.
This is a rape version of genocide. This is absolutely unacceptable.
Very good.
People must go to prison. There must be trials. There must be trials. Politicians must be held accountable as well as these bastards who did this. They need to be jailed and then denaturalized and deported forever.
They actually do, and actually I think they should be castrated. But anyway,
yes,
and the politicians too. But one of the things I will say, Rob, in addition, not that anything could make it worse, the reason that Sir Keir Starmer, many Americans and many of our members of our audience might have heard, one of the many pejorative nicknames he's been known as is two-tier Keir. Why? Two-tier policing. What do I mean by that?
Yes.
Because people were punished and given jail sentences for putting naughty, hurty words on Facebook versus those actual rapists.
Yes. I mean, unbelievable. This is Katie Hopkins talking about it, by the way.
Doesn't matter if you sacrifice white girls as long as you look after Islam. And that's where we are in the UK right now. I was Daily Mail columnist. I was on Tucker, my own radio show. And I knew and I saw what was going on with these grooming gangs, rape squads. They're sophisticated, they're organized, they're controlled. They use one member of the gang to hook in young white girls. And then those young white girls are passed amongst majority Muslim, Pakistani.
My God in heaven. I mean, my God in heaven.
Absolutely right. And by the way, she was totally and utterly ostracized by, as she says, the political class, by the media, by everyone. She was ostracized because she was one of the first people. Everybody denigrated her and said that she was nuts, etc., because she was the first one to raise it. And she was right.
And, you know, I saw Anderson Cooper, a clip from him a couple years ago, because Elon Musk raised this and said it was happening. And Anderson Cooper and his panelist poo-pooed this. And you know, I got to tell you, if there were such a thing as shame with the media or these people, they would all resign because they've been so wrong. But this, I don't even know what to say. This is one of the worst things I could possibly imagine. This is the kind of things that Russian troops did when they overtook Berlin after World War II and raped their way across that country, Germany. And we've seen it time and time again. My God in heaven, that there are politicians in Great Britain who clearly knew this was happening. The damage that has been done, there has to be hell to pay for the people who committed these acts and the people who were allowed to commit these acts.
Oh, yes, there has to be hell to pay. And you know what? I don't know that they'll ever be held to account, because it's sort of like all those in power with regard to the Epstein files. There's a good analogy here. People in power and money talks. I mean, it's awful with the moral corruption of people, and they know what the sin is. They know who the culprits are. They know who the perpetrators are, and then the innocent people. And just think, if you have been somebody who's prosecuted for putting hurty words on Facebook, it is absolutely ghastly. But that was what I thought was the beginning of the end for Sir Keir Starmer. There's many other things he did where he did a total U-turn on things like digital ID, which he said we were going to have digital ID, and then he did a U-turn. So many policies, like, for example, the taxes on farmers. He was called anti-farmer Starmer because he was putting up taxes on family-owned farms where they had worth only just about £1 million, which is not in terms of their land and all of their equipment, etc. So then he reversed that policy after the farmers protested in London. So he didn't have a true north, and he really would just flip-flop depending on the polls, and that isn't a true leader. And he wasn't. And again, his final statement when he said the love of his country, he has been a big part of the what has actually destroyed the UK. But what I would say, one of the big mistakes he and the entire Labour Party made was, from the outset, they had this huge, what they called mandate to govern. No, it was a protest vote against the Conservatives, which are like Republicans in the UK, because actually the Conservatives, again, like Republicans in the UK, they had done such a terrible job managing the country, and they actually, it was called the Boris wave, because Boris Johnson, the Conservative Prime Minister that would be like a Republican American, he was the first one that started letting all the immigrants in.
He was a fool, by the way. He was a clown. Honestly, what a clown. He's not a Trumpian. I would say the closest to that would be Nigel Farage. We're going to talk about him on the other side of the break. How does that sound?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
All right, lovely, lovely. We will continue this conversation with Hillary Fordwich. Again, go to Twitter at Hillary Fordwich and Google her, by the way. Great public speaker. If you're looking for a public speaker, she's also on GBN and Newsmax, of course. Let's take a break and come back. This is The Rob Carson Show.
cherish this country
I
and
love
will
it.
value being an American, like me, who came here to be a proud American.
I love it.
My heart is still with England. I'm proud to be British-born. I'm rooting for England in the World Cup. I'm very sorry to say. It's coming home. But other than that, I'm a proud American.
Good for
and I
you.
raised 3 children to be American.
We got to run right now, Hillary, but I greatly appreciate your time today. Obviously, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Twitter at Hillary Ford, which anywhere else people can find your glorious work and more about you.
Yes, on YouTube as well, and thank you so much, Rob. I really appreciate your support. Love being on with you. Look forward to it again.
All right, let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. She's awesome. She's awesome. She walks really fast. I went for a walk with her. You know why I don't like walking? Because it takes forever to get places. I hate walking. You know, long walks on the beach. No. Because you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and you walk for an hour, and the building in the distance that was in the distance, in the great distance, an hour earlier is still at a great distance. I hate it. I don't like walking. Walking is too slow. I like to ride like my e-bike. My e-bike just hauls it. My e-bike goes 38 miles an hour without pedaling. But I did a lot of pedaling this weekend when I rode it. It was so fun. Oh my God, I had so much fun riding my e-bike. It was a blast. It was an absolute blast. All right, everybody. Hello. VV2 is watching here. Trump Save America Act, now message from remove Kathy Hochul. She's an anti-American. Okay, yeah. Would love to do that, but, it's not legal. B.M. Volan says, pray for my little brother, Ben. If you would, that'd be great. Ben, I hope everything's okay, and I'm so sorry that your family's going through this, but thanks for asking. You are welcome here. You are welcome here in the chat on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Jackwad69 reposted the stream on X. We need more activity in the we need more of you in the chat on the Twitter, on the X, as it were. Hello, Dookie Bear. Hello, BFO5, Buck Autumnberry, all of you guys. I got a new parody from Jim Gossett here I want to play. I haven't even heard it, but I trust Jim enough that I'm going to play it because he's a freaking genius. Hold on, here we go. Here we go, it's time. Here we go.
About 340 here. I mean, 240 actually.
240.
Who with it now?
Jim Gossett just sent me something brand new with Donald Trump singing about Keir Starmer. I haven't even heard it, but I trust him, so I'm going to play it.
Keir Starmer's not a friend, a hand he will not lend. Won't help out in a rent. Keir Starmer's not our friend.
He's a loser.
To Muslims he will bow, panders to them and how. Ignores his real allies, they should replace him now.
Yeah, bye-bye.
I asked for a ship or two. Look at all we do. For our friends in Britain, Keir Starmer, you are through. Keir will soon regret. He's made a risky bet.
Sing along.
Refusing the USA is his dumbest move yet. Miss Maloney stiffed us too. Georgia, I'm mad at you. Macro.
Uh-oh. For some odd reason, that stopped. I don't know why it stopped, and I don't even care. Here is Keir Starmer, by the way, as he's leaving, even as he allowed 250,000 white British women to be raped and trafficked, kind of like what they did with children and women over our southern border. Here he is, oddly enough, celebrating the fact that he's a great father and husband.
When I leave the biggest job in the country, I shall spend more time on the most important job. Being the best husband I can to my fantastic wife, Vic, who has been a rock by my side through good times.
Oh, boo, friggity who. You know what? You're a terrible prime minister. You drove Great Britain to near the end of its existence, you stupid globalist, soy boy, limp-wristed fop from hell. There you go. I said it. How was that? I think that was a pretty good one. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Honestly, done. This is the latest. The world is taking freedom back. Freedom is back. Socialism is dying. We've got to continue to overwhelm the left with joy and faith and patriotism. By the way, in case you haven't heard, the vandalism at the reflecting pool, the 250-foot gash that was dug there, the toxins that were put there to destroy the sealant, and all of that, it's covered by warranty. Did you know that? Yeah, it's covered by warranty. The people who did it, they're gonna drain it, they're gonna fix it, and then some people are gonna go to jail. Yay! God bless you, America's founded Donald Trump. He's doing a great job. Our military, you crazy people. And tomorrow, till tomorrow, which is Tuesday, do not catch the stupid. Spread joy. I'll see you then.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus. In a world of espionage, truth is a moving target, and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.